Again, I would like to thank all of you for coming out tonight to help us celebrate Daniel's big event. Daniel actually did the Torah portion of the bar mitzvah last week, so tonight is just all about the party and enjoying ourselves. As you all know by now, there are 4 Himmelfar boys, and that means 4 very different blessings for me and Randy. Tonight's all about Daniel, and I would like to also tell you a little about him from my perspective, for those of you that haven't had the extreme pleasure of getting to know him very well. Daniel is the third of 4 boys and is well on his way to being the biggest of the bunch. It's a very surreal event, I'm sure many of you can back me up on this, to see your favorite shirt going out the door, or your favorite jeans, or to be missing your shoes again, because Daniel has realized that he is basically the same size as me, which opens up lots of new wardrobe choices for Daniel. I hope he stops with the clothing as it starts to get really, really weird from here. Daniel is really starting to develop into the man he will become, and I really couldn't be any prouder. I always tell the boys that I love them all the same, but for very, very different reasons. It's amazing to see how the 4 grow up under identical conditions and grow up to be so very different from each other. Daniel is the most sensitive of my children, which is a wonderful thing to see. He is very in tune with what others are feeling or experiencing, and he has developed a wonderful sense of empathy. He will never ignore someone who's in need. He is the type who really would give you the shirt off his back if you needed one. Daniel has been very fortunate to grow up surrounded by family and friends who love him very dearly, and it shows in the love and the caring he gives back to those people who are important to him. He is the one who is always there to play with and care for all of the animals we have managed to attain over the years. Daniel has a thing for reptiles and is currently the owner of, is it not 5 snakes? 7 snakes?
Oh my God.
Okay, well not my bag, but anyway. To watch him play and enjoy them is a mystery to me, but it's really nice to see him take on and manage their responsibility. Daniel and I recently took a trip to Whistler, BC in April for his bar mitzvah present, and we had a blast. He's a great travel partner and was kind enough not to embarrass the old man too much on the slopes or to make me look too much like I belonged on the bunny hills. Daniel is a very eager participant in many activities and is always up for a new adventure. I am very proud of something he did recently that I wanted to share. Daniel decided that he wanted to buy a small dirt bike to ride around on. He actually jumped on the internet, went on to Craigslist, Kijiji. He sourced out and found the bike he wanted. He contacted the owner. He negotiated the price. All that was left for me to do was, well, nothing, actually. He wanted something. He determined what he had to do to go get it, and he went ahead and he did it all. I was very impressed that a 13-year-old had the determination to go ahead and take care of the entire purchase. Determination is actually one word that Daniel truly exemplifies. He actually had his mother and me taking parenting courses at the community center for weeks at a time, learning how to deal with this very strong and very determined child. When Daniel was only 3, he decided he was tired of taking orders and it was his turn to be the boss. He would take a stand on something, actually anything, didn't really matter, and no way was he getting moved from that position. We eventually learned how to help guide and direct that determination, and he has been sort of taking it easy on us since then. I've been very, very fortunate to have 4 wonderful children to watch grow and develop into young men, and I'm very, very excited to see what Daniel's future holds. I can tell you that he's going to be one of those great big guys with a heart of gold who would do anything to help someone out. I see him with his many friends, and I see how much fun he has inside of him and how he shares his gifts willingly with those around him. He is almost never sad or mad, always seems to have a smile on his face and a joke to share. He's had a great year at school, and he has been really learning what his skills and talents are and how to apply them. I always say it's a very bittersweet experience to watch your children grow up. We all know it's our role to lead them out into the world on their own, but it's not something that's easy. I know I can be confident that Daniel has a bright future ahead of him. He's too great a person to not succeed in whatever endeavor he decides to undertake. He is a gift and a real treasure, and I absolutely love every minute that I get the privilege of spending with him. So, thank you again for joining us tonight, and a very special thank you to Randy for all of her hard work and for her organization. As usual, she did all the planning and preparations to allow us all to show up and enjoy our evening. And as always, she did a great job. Daniel, I have one final thought for you. As your father, I will share this advice. You have always been respectful of the golden rule, and have always been very careful to treat others as you wanted to be treated. One thing I will ask you to do in the future is, in a situation where you don't agree with or understand someone, is to take a minute, step into that other person's shoes, and see the situation from their angle and their perspective. You may be surprised at what you see, and you will always understand that person a little bit better. I know I don't really have to spell out too much more advice for you because you seem to have taken everything you need Now you just watch it grow and develop. And to the rest of you, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Have a great evening. Have a great time.